I want to do a study on what people living on the earth can expect while living in the true last days of the earth. Now, the reason why I say the true last days is because those true last days, they will not happen until after the 1,000 years of peace, and that's 1,000 full human years. After the 1,000 years of peace, then there's only 3.5 years left of the earth. Now, that's what I believe. That's when, the true last days and these plagues and things will happen. So, what I'm going to do is present to you what the Most High Yahuah, who is God, said to Abram and what he said what was going to happen in the last days. So I'm going to go right to it. So here it is right here. As you know, I use this book right here. And this is Abraham in the Apocalypse of Abraham. And he's speaking with the Most High God. And while he was still speaking, I found myself on the earth. And I said, Eternal El Elon, I am no longer in the glory in which I was above. And all that my soul desired to understand in my heart, I do not understand. And he said to me, I will explain to you the things you desired in your heart, for you have sought to know the 10 plagues which I have prepared against the heathen, and I prepared them beforehand in the passing of the 12 hours on earth. Hear what I tell you. It will be thus. The first, sorrow from much need. The second, fiery conflagrations for the cities. The third, destruction by pestilence among the cattle. The fourth, famine of the world, of their generation. The fifth, among the rulers, destruction by earthquake and the sword. The sixth, increase of hail and snow. The seventh, wild beasts will be their graves. The eighth, pestilence and hunger will change their destruction. The ninth, execution by the sword and flight in distress. The 10th, voices and destroying earthquakes. And then I will sound a shofar out of the air, and I will send my chosen one, having in him one measure of all of the power, of all of my power. And he will summon my people, humiliated by the heathen, and I will burn with fire those who mocked them and ruled over them in this age. And I will deliver those who have covered me with mockery over to the scorn of the coming age, because I have prepared them to be food for the fire of Sheol, and to be ceaseless soaring in the air of the underworld regions, of the uppermost depths, to the contents of a wormy belly. For the makers will set them in justice, the makers who have chosen my desire and manifestly kept my commandments, and they will rejoice with merrymaking over the downfall of the men who remain and who followed after the idols and after their murderers. For they shall petrify in the belly of the crafty worm, Azazel, and be burned by the fire of Azazel's tongue. For I waited so they might come to me, and they did not desire to. And they glorified an alien, that's right, an alien Elohim, and they joined one to whom they had not been allotted, and they abandoned Adonai, who gave them strength. Therefore hear, Abram, and see, behold, your seventh generation, you hear that? Seventh generation from Abraham, shall go up with you. And they will go out into an alien land. What alien land is that? We live in America now? And they will enslave them, and oppress them for 1 hour of the impious age. I wonder if that was the time of slavery. But of the nation whom they shall serve, I am the judge. And Elon said this too. Have you heard, Abram, what I told you? What your tribe will encounter in the last days? Abram, having heard, accepted the words of Yahuah in his heart. So these teachings already teach us what the Most High is going to do and what he's done. So when I see these YouTube videos about these people, and they making these assumptions, say, yeah, God's going to do this and he's going to do that. None of these people are using this scripture here at all, because he actually says what he's going to do and when he's going to do it. And what do you people do? You go running after that BS and you eat it up like garbage. The last thing I saw on YouTube was with Truth on Etiquette and that guy who calls himself the smart Christian or whatever. Little does he realize that Christianity is pagan. He doesn't realize that. But here's the thing, though. Scripture says he'd be that way. We'll have people like that. Scripture say that. So Truth on Etiquette ain't gonna change his mind. But I guarantee you, those who follow after the smart Christian and all that stuff, I guarantee you will hear the words, "Depart from me, for I never knew you." And there's another thing that I want to point out to the smart Christian guy. Scriptures clearly state that about 90% on this earth will give themselves over to the something else when he comes in human form, the devil. And that 90% is you, bro. And that 90% are those Christians. So take it how you want it. But when you're talking to Yeshua the HaMashiach, if he's God and if he's not, so well, you know what? There's scripture that speaks very plainly, and I've read it, but I didn't present that today. I'll present it later, but I guarantee you I will present scripture that's clearly showing that the Most High Yahuah is sending his son, who's a separate being, pulled from him, who's a separate being. They are not the same. They are not the same. The Messiah, and when I say not the same, I'm saying that there are two separate beings. But what you need to understand is the Most High Yahuah can do anything. The Most High Yahuah can pull a version from himself and call it his son, and it be his son, and that's the Messiah. But small-minded people don't seem to understand that. They don't seem to understand that the Most High God can do whatever he wants. And then what they also seem to forget is his thoughts are not like our thoughts. His thoughts are higher. So you have someone that's, God ain't going to pull him out of himself. And how do you know? Who told you he wouldn't? Who told you? That's the thing. Smart Christian. That's the thing. Anyways, you got the teaching. Here it is.